What's good, y'all? In this video, we're living in a universe where there was a new basketball league created. They paid a lot of money to have all the best NBA players play for them, which left the league with pretty much only role players. I made a roster and deleted all the players above a 76 overall. Everyone else 76 and below are left in the league. So I'm going to sim a few seasons and see who's going to be the next new greatest player. As you can see, we're here in all players in the league, and you see the highest overall player is a 76 overall in Montrezl Harrell. I don't know how much I would trust this though, because as you see, they pretty much just put everyone in alphabetical order by team, because there's so many 76 overalls. But you can see here, there's not a lot of good talent in this league. As you see, basically, as I scroll through all the teams, everyone's best players are gone, and they're left with just 76 overalls. It's pretty interesting to see some of these guys have like their own team now. Like Keegan Murray, rookie. He's going to be the best player on the Kings now. Evan Fournier is leading the Knicks. Thomas Bryant is leading the Lakers. It was pretty interesting to see all these guys who's going to be the best. Like, we got Jose Alvarado leading the Pelicans now. Pretty big drop-off. And since we had to get rid of so many players, you can see there is a lot of players now getting jobs. Let's see if we could just read. Like Campazzo, he signed with the Mavericks. Ed Davis signed with the Knicks. Solomon Hill with the Knicks. There's a bunch of guys here. Lou Wills and A.V. Bradley signed with the Grizzlies. A lot of guys got jobs now. Yeah, so I'm just going to simulate a few years and see who's the best. I'm not going to lie, this was low-key one of the things I was most excited to see how the All-Star teams would look. You see we have team captain Kyle Anderson and team captain Dennis Smith Jr. Very interesting to start off. Then the starters, Naz Reid, Lance Stevenson, Dennis Schroeder, Isaiah Hartenstein, Kemba Walker, Omar Yurtseven, Robin Lopez, James Wiseman. Wow, so Team Dennis just drafted 3 centers and 2 point guards. That's interesting. Even looking at the reserves, it's pretty interesting. We got guys like Nick Claxton is here, Hamidou Diallo, Evan Fournier, Manuel Mudiay, Cam Payne is an all-star, Kelly Olynyk, DeAndre Jordan's old self back to being an all-star. Pretty interesting. I feel like this gotta be the least stats an MVP has ever averaged. Could be wrong, but that's just a guess. Isaiah Jackson wins MVP in the role players only league, averaging 17 points, 8 rebounds, an assist, a steal, almost 2 blocks. Shooting it pretty good, not from 3, but overall pretty good. Keegan Murray, yeah, he was an all-star. That was my guess for Rookie of the Year. Omar Yurtseven, 6th Man of the Year, shout out him. Nick Claxton, Defensive Player of the Year, averaging 2 blocks. I see you, Nick. Aaron Holiday, Most Improved, bumped up to 14 points per game. And of course, Nick Nurse, still coaching them boys, Coach of the Year. This is another thing I was interested in seeing. All-NBA first team goes to Dennis Smith Jr., Bones Highland, Keegan Murray, Hamidou Diallo, and MVP Isaiah Jackson. Second team, we got Emmanuel Mudiay here, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Smith, shout out Obi Toppin, and Omar Yurtseven. And then third team, we got Aaron Holiday, Jalen Suggs, Kyle Anderson, Chris Boucher, and Isaiah Hartenstein. Very interesting All-NBA teams. Now looking at the defensive teams, we got DeLon Wright. Dennis Smith Jr. made it an all-defensive first team and all-NBA team. That man is killing the game, man. I gotta see what his stats are looking like. 15 points per game, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals. Shooting it all right. I mean, hey, do your thing, Dennis. Do your thing. Kyle Anderson also on defensive first team. Rocco, Nick Claxton, of course, Defensive Player of the Year. Jalen Suggs, Shaedon Sharpe, Chumeka Okeke, Jackson Hayes, and Brandon Clark round out the all-defensive second team. And then, I mean, the rookie team, this shouldn't have changed too much. The only rookies I really deleted were the top guys, because they were the only ones above 76 overall. Now looking at standings, the Toronto Raptors were the #1 team in the East in the first year, and in the league. They won 60 games, which is very interesting. Let's look at their team. They had Malachi Flynn, Rajon Tucker, Josh Jackson, Thaddeus Young, Derek Favors as their starting lineup. Then they have Otto Porter. I guess Otto Porter went up in overall because he definitely wasn't a 77. He was probably 76 and just played up to being that. Precious Achuya, Hernan Gomez. They just got a lot of bigs. They got Boban. That's interesting to see. I mean, this team, I guess compared to what this league is looking like, it's pretty good. The worst team in the league, or is this just the East, was the Boston Celtics. Worst team in the league were Boston Celtics. They ran a lineup of Peyton Pritchard, Ben McLemore, Justin Jackson, Blake Griffin, Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, Rondo's back there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this team is not that good. Definitely not that good. Who's the best in the West was the Kings, interesting enough. Alfred Payton, Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk, Keegan Murray, Rashawn Holmes. They kept a lot of their actual players, which is pretty funny considering we got rid of all the best players in the league. And the Kings didn't have much of them. And then the worst players in the worst team in the West was the Thunder. They got Trey Burke starting at point guard for them, Darius Bazley, Poku still on this team, Mike Muscala. I mean, they got a lot of their same players too, which is expected. They're not looking to be some of the best teams in the league. So I forget who did win Sixth Man of the Year, but I don't think it was Johnny Davis, and it definitely should have been considering he led the league in scoring while barely starting, mostly coming off the bench. He averaged 22, which led the league. Jaden Ivey came in second. James Wiseman's there. Benedict Mathurin, James Bouknight. A lot of young guys at the top of the league in scoring. Bones Highland, Hamidou Diallo, Evan Fournier round out the top 10. The rebound leader was Omar Yurtseven. I think he was the one who won Sixth Man of the Year now. Probably because he led the league in rebounding, but I mean, leading the league in points off the bench, pretty impressive. DeAndre Jordan's got a rejuvenation of his career and his freedom. Kevon Looney here. Assists per game going to Dennis Smith Jr. Very interesting. TJ McConnell, Emmanuel Mudiay, Rondo still diming it up. That's kind of funny how he signed back in Boston. It's fitting. Steals per game was DeLon Wright, Hamidou Diallo, and Dennis Smith Jr. Jalen Suggs, they also all averaged 2 steals per game. Blocks was Defensive Player of the Year Nick Claxton, Hassan Whiteside's here too, Brandon Clark, Naz Reid. And then 3-point percentage, I'm really interested. Joe Harris, yes, he's still a 76 or below. So he's obviously one of the best shooters in the league right now. He's going to be with them too. Eric Gordon was there too. Malik Beasley, Luke Kennard, Evan Fournier. A lot of guys shot over 40%, which was interesting. I was not expecting that. All right, well, let's simulate the play and see who makes the playoffs. We got Toronto, Miami, Detroit, Charlotte, Atlanta, Philly, Indiana, Chicago. Then over on the West, we got Sacramento, Portland, Denver, New Orleans, Houston, San Antonio, Clippers, Golden State. I'm not going to focus too much on here. I'm just going to simulate the first round, see who makes it to the second round, who gets eliminated. And the Warriors are the only upset. They actually upset the Clippers in 7. In Game 7, Emmanuel Mudiay put on a show, dropping 38 and 6 off shooting no threes. That's pretty crazy. James Wiseman put up a good game too. Other than that, it was everyone that was expected to win did win, so let's simulate the next round. And the Pistons actually upset the Toronto Raptors. They swept them, and this was just a good team game. They had a bunch of guys just score a lot of points. Kemba Walker is still on here. That's interesting to see. Malachi Flynn could not get it done for these guys right here. Now let's simulate who's going to make the finals. Western Conference MVP, rookie Keegan Murray. Shout out him. And then another rookie, Jaden Ivey, wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP. So it looks like if you had a young rookie that's pretty good, you were in good hands, as we got both of those going through to the finals. And the Kings win it with Keegan Murray starting off his NBA career with a Finals MVP. I mean, that's pretty underwhelming stats for a Finals MVP, but nonetheless, he did win in 6 against another rookie, Jaden Ivey. All right, so this is how the lottery ended up. I was going back and forth on what I think should happen. With the draft class, if a guy is over a 76 overall, I'm going to let it happen because these young guys that are in the league right now are going to get better and over a 76 overall. So the league is going to get more talented naturally. I might as well keep the draft class. And would you look at that? I mean, depending on player progression, it looks like the first overall pick is going to be the best player in the league automatically. Nate Foster, 82 overall center, 19 years old. That's pretty crazy. 8 badges on top of that. Then we got Mingyu Wang. My fault if I mispronounced that. But 78 overall. He's going to come in being one of the best players. Same thing with Cameron McCoy. Yeah, so this draft class has some good players in here. I mean, a lot of these guys are going to be some of the best players on their team automatically just from need. And look at that player progression. There are going to be guys that do get better. As you see here, we already got a few guys that are above that 76 threshold. All players here, yeah, that rookie, that first overall pick is the best player in the league, but Jaden Ivey got a whole lot better. Bones Highland got a whole lot better. So the league is already slowly fixing itself to be highly talented. Yeah, so like I just showed you guys in player progression, the league is already getting better. A lot of these young guys are going to be starting to run the league, which I think is going to be really cool to see. Yeah, so let's just sim right into year number 2. So remember when I said that rookie is going to come into league, be the best player already? He is an all-star captain, and Kobe White is the other all-star captain. with another rookie being a all-star starter, Mingyu Wang. Frankie Taylor, he's got to be a rookie. Yeah, he's a rookie. Bones Highland, Malik Monk. Then we still got James Wiseman, Jalen Smith, Isaiah Stewart, Jaden Ivey. So the Eastern Conference team just really loves drafting 3 centers and then 2 point guards. That's crazy. But here are the rest of the all-star teams for you guys. Jaden Ivey wins MVP. He is definitely the most beneficial player out of this. He's got an Eastern Conference Finals MVP, made it to the finals but lost, and then now a regular season MVP. Shout out Jaden Ivey. Nate Foster, that guy, that first overall pick, Rookie of the Year, of course. Blake Elliott, 6th Man of the Year. This got to be another rookie. Never seen that name before. Isaiah Jackson, he's also benefiting a lot. He won MVP last year, now Defensive Player of the Year, averaging 2.5 blocks. That's crazy. Max Christie, Most Improved. Shout out my guy, Dwayne Casey, Coach of the Year. All-NBA first team, we got Jaden Ivey, Bones, Keegan Murray, Jalen Smith, and Nate Foster. Then that second team, we got Dyson Daniels now, Jared Butler, Hamidou Diallo, Poku, and Mingyu Wang. Third team, Chris Dunn, Kobe White, Cameron McCoy, Clark Rush, and then Frankie Taylor. So we're seeing a lot of those rookies dominate the league already. Pretty interesting. All defensive first team, Chris Dunn, Shaden Sharp, Keegan Murray, Connor Jordan, Isaiah Jackson. Second team, DeLon Wright, Saban Lee, Kyle Anderson, Caleb Martin, Nate Foster. Pistons are the best team in the league, led by MVP Jaden Ivey. They got Killian Hayes starting, Reggie Bullock, Marvin Bagley, Jalen Duran. They still got a lot of their young guys that are on this team. That's really nice to see. Then Philadelphia is the worst in the East with Ty Jerome, Jalen Springer, Jeremy Lamb, Marquise Chris starting at their center. Damn, they lost all I remember they signed a whole bunch of centers. They had Montrezl Harrell, Ennis Freedom, Boogie. They lost them all, and all they got left is Marquise Chris, so sucks for them. Then in the West, Portland was the best team over here. They are led by Nas Little, who's off their bench. He's their best player, but coming off their bench, I guess. Raul Nato is replacing Dame. Yeah, that's really interesting how Nas Little is their highest overall player not starting. They'd rather start David Nwaba. All right. And then the worst team in the West was Minnesota. They are led by Kyle Anderson, Jaden McDaniels, Ben McLemore's here. Yeah, it's a pretty bad team. Kobe White led the league in scoring. MVP Jaden Ivey was second. James Bouknight rounds out the top 3. Rebounds per game, beef stew. So Pistons are really putting on for their team right there. Frankie Taylor, I believe this is a rookie. Wes James, another rookie. Yeah, so these rookie bigs are dominating the league already. Chris Dunn leads the league in assists with Emmanuel Mudiay just 0.1 behind him. Jordan McLaughlin's there as well. Chris Dunn also leads the league in steals. Jordan McLaughlin in top 3 on that. DeLon Wright also. Then Isaiah Jackson, Charles Bassey, Jalen Duran leading the league in blocks. 3-point percentage goes to Max Strus, shooting a whole bunch of them. And then Samuel Collins, holy shit. He's shooting 13 threes per game as a rookie. That man's on demon time, bro. Damn. All right, well, y'all know the vibes. Simulate this first round. See who wins, who loses. It's a lot of the same playoff teams I see. Not too many upsets. Both 3 seeds got eliminated. I'm not going to focus too much on them. Really only the conference finals is what I'll be looking at, as we have the 1-seeded Detroit Pistons versus 6-seeded Chicago Bulls, and then the 2-seeded Houston Rockets versus the 5th-seeded Memphis Grizzlies. Simulate through this game, I meant to go through round. See who wins the conference MVPs. Jalen Duran actually wins conference finals MVP, even though Jaden Ivey was the league MVP. Shout out Jalen Duran. And then Jug Montgomery, never heard of you, man. Never heard of you. Rookie, generated rookie, is leading the Grizzlies to the finals. All right, well, this is back-to-back finals appearances from the Pistons, but they get swept by Judd Montgomery. My man is a GOAT, up and coming. Jaden Ivey, you're doing your thing, but you can't get it done on the big stage, man. Come on. Well, this draft class is definitely way worse than the other one. Josh Webb looks like he's the highest overall player out of 79. Still going to be one of the top players in the league, but no 80 overalls like that. So definitely a weaker draft class. Taking a look around the league before we start our 3rd and final season of this simulation. Nate Foster is very close to being a 90 overall. Very, very, very quickly that happened, considering just before this league was only 76 overalls. Even though he did come in as a rookie at an 82, I think it was. Still interesting. Jaden Ivey is the highest overall real player. up to an 85 already, which is very cool to see. Dyson Daniels is one of the best players in the league. Minyu Yang, another rookie there. We're seeing a lot more 80 overalls already. A lot of these young guys are going to be taking over this league very fast. This league is already so much more talented than when we started. So Nate Foster and Jaden Ivey are the all-star captains yet again. It's a lot of the same guys becoming all-stars here. It looks like James Wiseman, Keegan Murray, and Naz Reid are the only players to be all-stars every single year of the simulation, so shout out to them. Nate Foster, MVP, averaging 20, 10, 5 assists, a steal, 2 blocks. That's really, really good stats for you, Nate. Rookie of the Year, Samuel Flowers, Blake Elliott, back-to-back 6th Man of the Years. Darwin Jones, Defensive Player of the Year, and also Most Improved. So this is a full awards of auto-generated players. All right, Steven Silas, Coach of the Year. All-NBA First Team, Jaden Ivey, Dyson Daniels, Keegan Murray, Reggie Perry, Nate Foster. Second team's looking like Bones, Jalen Suggs, Cole Kennedy, don't know if that's right, Donnie Marshall, Darwin Jones. Then third team, Benedict Mathurin, Jared Butler, Kai Jones, Poku, Jalen Duran. Defensive First Team, Dyson Daniels, Chris Dunn, Keegan Murray, Kai Jones, Darwin Jones. Then second team, Shaden Sharp, Jaden Springer, Jaden McDaniels, Boris Carter, Isaiah Jackson. I will say this league's got a decent amount of parity though, because we've had a different person be the 1 seed every year. The Atlanta Hawks this time, led by DeAndre Hunter and Onyeka Okongwu, are the 1 seed in the East. They got Bol starting for them. Jake Walton is there. Maybe he's related to Luke, who knows, AJ Griffin. It's not a bad team at all. Detroit is the 2nd seed, and then the worst team is, yet again, the Boston Celtics. They're led by, I don't even know who their best player is, Gary Harris? It looks like Gary Harris is their best player, which, I mean, makes sense on why you're the worst team in the league. Out west, Houston Rockets are the 1 seed, led by Patrick Williams. Cameron McCoy is off their bench. And then the worst team in the West is the Lakers. Who's their best player? They got Luther Hayward, it looks like. Max Christie off their bench. Joe Harris, David Duke, Eric Bledsoe. It's a pretty bad fucking team, for sure. Jaden Ivey leading the league in scoring, averaging 27. That's pretty fucking crazy. Keegan Murray, Benedict Mathurin, Jalen Duran are here. Oh, so, yeah. The Pistons got something going with Jalen Duran and Jaden Ivey. That's something scary right there. League leader in rebounds is Darwin Jones, averaging 15. Frankie Taylor, Jalen Duran is there. James Wiseman. Assists per game, still Chris Dunn, man. This man is diming up everyone, it's looking like. Trey Jones is here. Dyson Daniels. Jack Justice, that's a cool name. Steals, still Chris Dunn. Xavier Tillman's here. Hamidou Diallo. Blocks per game is right over here with Nate Foster in that top 3. At 3-point percentage, Clark Rush, AJ Griffin, Benedict Mathurin rounds out the top 3. All right, y'all know the deal. Round 1, let's see how it works out. I just peeped the Knicks blew a 3-0 lead. That's crazy. And in both conferences, the 8th seed wins against the 1st seed. Damn. Who's on this team? Moses Brown, Marjan Beauchamp, that's crazy. Tony Bradley's here. Frank Kaminsky, Aaron Wiggins. Damn, they got Jericho Sims too on this team? Oh wait, no, I'm not trying to look at that. Sorry, I'm going on this tangent here. I gotta shout out my guy though. Jericho Sims. No, damn, Joel Sims. All right. Then over here, the Spurs, they beat the number 1 seeded Rockets with, who is this? Pete Tinsley? Jeremy Sohan still here. This is Malachi Branham, Josh Primo. They got Denny Avdia over here too. It's not a bad team at all. For sure not a bad team. Let's go through the next round, see what happens. And wow, the Detroit Pistons got eliminated too. Another upset against the Raptors. The Raptors were really good in year 1, if I believe right. They got Patrick Baldwin, Precious, Naz Reid. Jay Crowder is still in the league. I did not know that. Trey Jones. It's a pretty good team. All right, so it looks like we will not have any repeats. Kira Lewis Jr. is the Western Conference MVP, and then Jalen Suggs, the Eastern Conference MVP. They're going up against each other. Let's simulate this finals to see, and it will go to Kira Lewis Jr., Finals MVP, shooting 40% from 3 in the finals. Pretty good. I thought this was a pretty interesting concept that allowed all these underrated role players to really shine and show that they can really hoop like that. I also thought it was pretty interesting how quickly the league got a bunch of 80 overall players in it. Anyways, though, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the description, there's links to all my social medias, so make sure you follow me on all those to keep up to date with me. Catch y'all.